Just the phrase writer's block just makes me cringe. I've never believed in it, I never will, and I probably sound like a jerk right now, but just let me explain and hopefully I'm going to change your life. Now, writer's block is actually a force that all humans create called resistance, and I'm going to explain that to you later. But for now, just imagine this with me, okay? You can close your eyes. Just imagine hearing one of your favorite artists or hearing a playlist that you really like or something like that, and you get super inspired with all of these ideas, and you open FL Studio or Ableton, whatever you use for your DAW. And then when you actually sit down and put an idea down, maybe a drum pattern or a melody or something like that, it almost just feels like something is lost. Like you just lose all motivation and ideas just within a second. You can open your eyes now. And that right there is a story that pretty much every single producer, including myself, can relate to. It's like when you actually get excited and inspired to produce music, every now and then you might actually put some ideas down and create a full song, but a lot of the time it's like you go and start producing, but within a second everything just gets lost and you open YouTube and start watching some random video for no reason. I completely understand. This has happened to me countless times and I've studied it. I mentioned resistance earlier. Now, resistance is a force that all humans create. We don't even create it consciously. Now, I know I sound insane right now, but just listen. Whenever you're going to do something uncomfortable, such as producing music, and I know that music production can be comfortable sometimes, but a lot of the time, even if you have a ton of ideas, your mind is going to register that as uncomfortable. And so whenever you're uncomfortable, you're about to do something crazy or something like that, your mind is going to put in place this wall of resistance. It's like a wall of fire that's going to keep you from doing the thing. This happens to literally everyone, and you can probably think of a few stories of how it's happened to you. Now, it sucks. Our mind is trying to keep us as comfortable as possible because that is how it survives. I mean, that's just how humans are. Resistance will appear in many different forms. It can be fear, not producing music because you're afraid of what's going to happen to you or if people are going to judge you or something like that. It can be perfectionism. You're not working on music or finishing your songs because you want it to be just perfect. It can be comfort. It can be doubt. It can be even learning. You want to learn more about music production before you actually go and produce music. Obviously, learning about music production does have its time and place, but a lot of the time it can show up as resistance. I remember a few weeks ago, whenever I was recording a video, and in the video I was producing a song. Now, at the very beginning of me recording this video, I really thought it sucked. Like, I was making the song, I was putting down the drum patterns, and within a second, all of the motivation and creativity just felt like it completely vanished from me while I was recording. That's another form of resistance, no motivation. But the thing is, I remember just feeling like this rock was on me, like I couldn't make anything good for this video. You probably know that feeling whenever you're producing music and you get that resistance. It just feels like you're carrying something heavy, like you can't push through the wall of fire. But the thing is, I pushed myself. I forced myself to keep going with this video and just keep continuing to add ideas to the track that we were producing in the video. And I just kind of mentally said to myself, I'm going to produce this track for my audience. Even if it sucks, even if I think it sucks, I'm still going to finish this video. And that video ended up becoming my how to turn an 8-bar loop into a full track video. There's a certain point that you get to when you're pushing through this writer's block or this resistance that everything starts to become a little bit easier. Once you push through the wall of fire, everything starts to run a little bit more smooth. I don't know how long that will take for you. It could be an hour, it could be a day, or even a month. There are tons of times that I didn't end up pushing through, and I really regret it. Just imagine what you could accomplish if every time you were feeling writer's block and the resistance, you had zero judgment towards your music, you didn't quit, and you just made music. After you push through that wall of fire a couple times, you should start feeling a lot greater about your music and yourself, because this heightens your emotional state. You've heard me say this in my videos before. Writer's block doesn't exist. It's actually just your current emotional state. So how do you get past this resistance? Well, I know it's the unsexy answer, but you just have to push through. There aren't really any tips and tricks I can give you besides just having no judgment towards your music. That's really the best piece of advice I could give you, because honestly, in half of my videos, I was feeling this writer's block, like I couldn't record any good videos and all of my ideas sucked. About halfway of me actually recording these videos is when it starts to get more easy. In fact, if you're watching this video right now, it's evidence that I pushed through. You will always feel this writer's block or resistance for the rest of your life. And if this disheartens you, just know you're completely normal. It's like a war. You might lose some of the battles, but if you win most of the battles, you'll win the war. So the next time you're feeling this writer's block, just know that it's resistance. Because if you start pushing through a lot of the time that you have writer's block, the music you make will start going up and up. Your skills will start going up, and it's going to be amazing. This is something that I'm extremely passionate about, and I hope you know that I'm not just talking and not actually doing what I say, because this is stuff that I've actually done and implemented into my own music career. But anyway, make music now, and you'll thank yourself later. Peace.